Alright, so a while back I saw this video by Dashpom where he claimed that these 7 blocks were apparently the worst blocks in Minecraft, and I thought to myself, like, how about I try and build with that, you know? How true is it that these are the ugliest blocks in Minecraft? So behind me right now, I have all 7 of these blocks. Your mom's missing, unfortunately, so yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that. And I'm thinking of designing a build where I use these 7 blocks. So yeah, let's do that. Right, so for this challenge, I was thinking we could use the different block variants for all these blocks, and let's be real, it would be very difficult, probably impossible to make something that actually looks good with just these 7 blocks. So yeah, we're going to use all these block variants. So yeah, warped wood, all the wood variants, coral blocks, all the coral blocks. I thought just since it's just deep slate, I thought just stick to the deep slate variants. Yeah, resin's quite limited. All the glazed terracotta blocks. Not going to be using all of these blocks here, but this just to make the build a bit more realistic, you know. Alright, so last minute decision. I decided to build this in a warped forest, but I never specified any rules, so I make my own rules here. We're building in the nether now. Right, so my idea for this was I was thinking kind of like a warped fortress in the hill. It's kind of built out of warped wood mostly, and resin, and some deep slate ores, and so the base will be out of these coral blocks. I love using these coral blocks. They're just so fun. They're good for like a stone detail, you know. I think one of the hardest blocks to incorporate will be the glazed terracotta blocks, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe it'll work. What the fuck was that? That's gonna have a rough texture. But oh well. Well, we'll see how it turns out. I'm thinking to add the coal blocks as a bit of like a sprinkle on the outside. I'll mix it in with some other ores. I think these diamond ores might actually mix in quite well with the environment being blue. Yeah, that could work. Certainly gonna have to cover that up. But yeah, I'm still using the blocks. I'm still using them. Some chiseled blocks. Mix in really well. I'm trying not to make this build too big. I think my first try I did it much bigger, and I don't know. I want to downsize it a little bit more. Does that work? I don't know. Nah, that's a bit too much resin. I mean, personally, I do like the resin blocks. They're a bit hard to incorporate in many builds, but in the builds that you can incorporate them in, they do work kind of well. And I do like them there. Do you know what? This upstairs, we're gonna wall it off a bit with some fences. Oh, roof's getting a bit tight up here. Also, I just forgot one block variant. Apart from the signs. We can use the signs as well. Where are they? There they are. Shelves. So I love building with shelves. Do you know, I'm working on a map right now, which is like, with the mods that I'm using for it, it only works in 1.20. And building on that map without shelves is actually just torture. You know, I think I'm just crazy. Cover up the moldy bean blocks, yay. Kind of a bit like that. It's kind of cute. So we are actually incorporating the blocks we've been given. Do you know what? Well, maybe we can use some of these blocks. It does look very futuristic, this block, but I don't know. Maybe it can work quite well for this. any deep slate ore work? I mean, diamond kind of works well with the wood. I don't know, it looks a bit like a block mess to me. Can you turn? Thank you. Maybe we'll just do it like this, keep the floor a bit more consistent. I mean, we are using coal, deep slate coal ore anyway, so it's not bad. It's a bit too tall. Might just have to be that kind of roof. Yeah, that's honestly not too bad. Alright, now for the tower. I was thinking also to use resin. I just hope it doesn't clash with the other roof too much. Okay, it's definitely going to go through the roof here. Oh, maybe we can clear out some space here so it's a bit more visible. That's definitely one of the challenges with building in the Nether. You always have a roof above you, so it kind of feels a bit more limiting, but you know what, that actually looks good. It's not too much in the roof. We haven't used rooted dirt yet. Now, I was thinking of maybe doing something like a flower pot on the side of the house. Or castle, more like. Does it stick out too far? Okay, yeah, it does kind of. I'll have to find a better way to incorporate it. I did have one other idea which I wanted to try out. Was to build kind of like another tower back here. Just going up. It probably won't have an interior, but it kind of look a bit like a Rapunzel's tower or something like that. I don't know why I thought Rapunzel's tower, but it'll kind of have like a door here which leads to a flower pot, something like that. I'll see. Maybe I'll be able to execute it well enough. Or maybe more of a window, actually. I don't care, as long as I'm incorporating the blocks, it's fine. And you know what, I might actually... Maybe that would work better so you can actually see the blocks that I'm using. Let's use a glazed terracotta. I usually use a black concrete to represent, like, there's nothing there. But that kind of works well, especially from a distance. You can't really tell. With the window shut as well, yeah, that looks good. Maybe to contrast with the other roof. That work? Or maybe we can do this even. You know what, that actually works well. That work well there? Actually no, I don't think so. I think that only works well with that one. But I'm fine with that. And you know what, just for fun, since we have one right here, let's add a warped fungus up there. Right, and then for the interior, I was thinking basically just something very simple. I think an Enderman just had an orgasm there. Right, anyway, I was thinking of something fairly simple, just like your average kind of base. See what I can come up with. And here I was thinking just like a simple kitchen. Yeah, that can work with some small details. And you know, to add into the aesthetic, let's use soul lanterns as well. Also, I just noticed this roof looks insanely ugly. Maybe we can block it off like this. That adds a nice little dash of colour. A little bit of finishing touches. And there we go, I'd say that's done. Honestly, I don't think it looks that bad, actually. Oh, okay, yeah, it does look a little bit ugly. But what can you do with them 7 blocks? But I must say, for them being apparently the worst blocks in Minecraft, I think I've done a kind of decent job. I think the orange and the blue kind of contrast really well. The grey I'm not too sure about. It feels a little bit out of place in the build. But it doesn't take up too much. Would that actually look better without those pillars there? Just wondering. You know what? Yeah, maybe. Scratch that. Now we're done. So yeah, I've incorporated every single block. We've got the molded beans there. We've got the glazed terracotta. Yeah, we've got everything. I've made a nice little interior for like your average survival base. It's like as if someone would be living here. Now that it comes to my mind, I don't think they'd have beds here for obvious reasons. So yeah, I guess a couple of chests don't hurt. Yeah, but honestly, for making a build out of supposedly the worst blocks in the game, I think it actually turned out really well. I like the detailing I've done on the ground here with the different deep slate ores. Got a little merchant stand here, kind of. Oh, and I guess an Enderman's claimed it now. And yeah, I really like the interior. I feel like I've done a good job on the interior. The exterior I feel like could do a little bit better, but in the end I think it's good. The limited block palette, and yeah, I think it's good. Also really like this little tower. So yeah, that's that. If you have any other blocks you find absolutely horrible in Minecraft, do let me know down in the comments below, and I can build with them surely. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.